Welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers to Task Force North, where we've been using realistic military tactics and infantry doctrine to explain close quarters battle using this game, which is entitled Door Kickers to Task Force North. The game got perhaps the largest and most significant update in its history. Remember, if you're looking for a copy of Door Kickers to Task Force North, there's never been a greater time to jump into this game, especially with this new update, which is so feature-rich, it brings this game to the next level. Door Kickers 2 is available on my game store over at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming, and as a special bonus for fans of this page, the folks over at Nexus are helping me give away 50 copies of my premium digital wallpaper. I usually sell this wallpaper for $5. You can get it for free right now if you run over to the game store and then use the code on the screen right now. BDA is greater than BD6. I'll see you guys over there. Enjoy the wallpaper. Let me know if you grab the game, and I'll see you guys in the breach. What is this update all about? Well, it's called the Big Secret Clandestine Ops Update, and the big feature of this update is the addition of the CIA faction, as well as 2 different character classes or player classes that can be found within that faction. In addition to adding the CIA to the game, there's also been the addition of a new chapter in the campaign. It's called Never See, Never Be. There's 4 maps within that chapter, and there's also one additional ad in the All the Way campaign called Toll Takers, which is a new campaign or new level designed specifically, it looks like, for the Ranger faction. In addition to those new maps, there's also now the ability to customize and create squads from the main menu. These are squads that you will take with you into levels, and they will accumulate activity report stats over time, so you'll get an idea of how many missions they've completed and failed, and hostiles pacified and rescued, and high-value targets secured, and how many doors they've kicked, and hopefully even more statistics later on. And on this screen, you can choose to make Ranger squads or CIA squads, and you can actually go in and customize each individual assaulter and choose their loadout and all that sort of stuff right up front. One of the great tragedies of this update, though, is because it is such a big update, they've reset all the skill points. All the stars that you've spent have now been returned to you. I've got 102 here to spend on new equipment for my guys. And then, of course, the great tragedy is I've lost my squad. The guys that took us all the way through the campaign, all the way through the series, are gone, and we are back in the fight with a fresh crew, so it's going to be fun to get these guys kitted out and get to work. This update adds a slew of new weapons to the game specific to the CIA operatives. If we look at their primaries, they got AK variants, including a folded version. They've got a Dragunov. They've got a VSS, pretty freaking sick subsonic DMR style weapon there. For pistols, they're able to bring all sorts of stuff. Look at this. You got Uzis now, an MP5K, little PDW variant up top. They've got the standard Glock 19, and now they've got a Glock 19 customized. Look at this thing. This looks like a freaking Roland Special Glock. So you've got the silencer height, front and rear sights. You've got a mini red dot on it. You've got an extended magazine. You've got a compensator. No light on this bad boy, but otherwise, damn near a Roland Special, huh? Pretty freaking dope. Lots of options in here. Not a lot of silenced options in here now that I look a little bit closer. What is now available for the Rangers, if we go into their slot that is this large, like rectangular slot at the bottom, we can now unlock the M136 AT4 launcher, which shoots an 84mm heat, high explosive, anti-tank round. That's going to be great for barricaded shooters. I've been asking for shoulder fire munitions for friendly side for quite some time, so that's going to change a lot of dynamics in the game. Really looking forward to getting that thing into the fight. Another big update, if we go into the Never See, Never Be mission set, we can see a new icon here. This is a new mission type. It's called a Raid on a Stronghold. Raid on Stronghold requires you to infiltrate the target area and then destroy critical equipment that are available in the target area. So in this particular map, it looks like that critical equipment is an anti-tank guided missile. Yeah, air-to-ground missiles or air-delivered munitions over here that they could be using to repurpose for some sort of operation. So pretty badass. And then we also saw there in that little tooltip, one of the features of the CIA guys is they can remain undetected. They can move amongst the enemies so long as they're equipped to do so. But there are spaces, even when equipped, to remain stealth. that moving in there would just kind of expose them by virtue of it being a restricted area. Pretty cool little new automated or a new feature there. Some much needed and long awaited nerfs have also occurred. The grenade launcher's accuracy has been reduced, and with that, the new introduction of shoulder fired stuff has also a reduced accuracy. So no issues with that. And then the grenade range has been nerfed. We used to Tom Brady our grenades across the map. No longer are you able to do that. Also much needed. Then there's a ton of other patch notes. I've scrolled through all of them and I've pulled out the ones that I think are the most impactful to the game's meta and the way that we're going to be interacting with the game going forward. First, there's a new tool. It's called an automated lockpick. It's available only to the CIA, and as a result of that, the ability to lockpick doors quietly has been removed completely from the Ranger faction. So if you want to get in quietly, one of the only ways to do that now is going to be to bring a CIA operative with you, or you're basically, choosing to either use unlocked breaches or just go loud from the get-go with the methods of breaching that the Rangers have. So they've still got explosive and ballistic, and they've got some other mechanical options. There's now an option to close doors behind you. So as you open up kind of these angles, if you need to close off angles, or you find yourself barricading or hiding, or you're playing one of these CIA operatives that needs to move around the map quietly and disguise himself or hide in areas, you can close doors to help you achieve that effect. There's much improved targeting. This is going to be a huge deal because it's actually going to help prioritize executioners. So you're actually shooting the people that are the most dangerous to the mission. And it'll also allow you to prioritize who is shot. So you can, as you're tracing out entry into a space, direct your troopers, your assaulters, to engage specific people in specific orders at specific times, so they're not making weird decisions and clearing in ways that would be unsafe to the entry of the force. Now, when hostages begin to move around, they're going to alert nearby enemies. So as they move around areas, enemies are going to see them running. That's another way that could potentially cause you to become compromised, and it's going to incentivize the player to take control of those hostages early so that they don't make the situation even worse. Now, you can also use the home and the end keys to move the camera up and down. That's going to be super helpful for the content creators among us, or people who just enjoy those cinematic replays or want some new angles. And the firing methods will now change according to the distance at which targets are being engaged. So you should hopefully now see your assaulters transition from burst, full, semi, or just the cyclic, rapid, sustained rates of fire as appropriate based off of the effect they're trying to achieve at a given range. And this is perhaps the biggest note that I identified within the patch notes. I think it's super realistic, and it's we'll see how it's implemented, but it bodes well, and that is improved enemy high-value target artificial intelligence behavior. So now the HVI that you are targeting will attempt to run away from you. He's going to be harder to catch, and he'll run away more often. That is very reminiscent of the adversaries you would expect to face, and I look forward to seeing exactly how that plays out. This update is really, really interesting. A lot of good stuff in this one. We haven't even scratched the surface yet, and there's so much more to come. Remember, if you do like this game and you are trying to get a copy of it, you can purchase it from my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. Thanks for watching. I'm Controlled Pairs. I play the most immersive tactical shooters and combat sims in the world. This is Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, and I'll see you in the next one.